At the root of it, Carnival is about the celebration of freedom. It's specifically directly rooted to our celebration of emancipation.
The street represents a free flow of energy. The place where people contended in order to say we belong and we own this space is the street.
Carnival has always been an integral part of your experience of how you see here, you know, whether you are participating or looking, it's part of what I think defines Trinidadians in a lot of ways.
Carnival is a ritual, Carnival is a festival, and Carnival is also an art form, which is really what interests us here. Because, you know, as a contemporary art curator and the artistic director of the opening ceremony of the Faena Forum in Miami Beach, the Trinidad Carnival has been at the core of my work in that genre. And I really want to share with you the experience of Carnival in all its multifaceted dimensions. There's mass, which is the art of masquerading, costume making, and character portrayal. There's also pan, which is the percussive and melodic instrument that we usually know in its orchestra form as steel band. And finally, there's calypso, which is a lyrical song tradition used for social commentary. It's evolved into soca, which is jump up music, and which is what people will play their mass to. That's how we say that we're doing Carnival here. We say to play mass, and it means all of these things. But most importantly, I also really want to introduce you to some of the key figures behind the contemporary artistic development of this unique Caribbean celebration.
My name is ATN Charles. I'm a trumpet player, percussionist. The core of Carnival is about community. It's about people coming together to celebrate and express. So you use the arts, of course, because the arts is the highest form of communication between people.
I'd love to hear you speak about extemporizing, which is a key feature to the art of the Calypsonian.
Well, extempo that's the improvisation element, and that's the key. Before there was calypso, there was extempo. It's about navigating the actual situation as it came, telling the story within art.
My name is Wendell Warren. Carnival is about viscera and gut, and you should feel something. My mission has always been to try and understand this thing that we have inherited, this carnival, this special time. There are carnivals that exist all over the place, but for some reason it still resonates very deeply here. Why is that? Trigonal is arts and Juve collective. We've been in existence since 1994, making Juve bands.
Sorry, because we are also transporting mud up, so that's why the driver is calling. My name is Che Lovelace, and I'm primarily a visual artist.
It's Juve minus how many hours? We're Juve minus...
Like 8 or 10 hours,
8 or
maybe.
10 hours, yeah.
It's coming up.
Do you think that people remember that Juve means daybreak?
I hope so.
Yes.
I hope they do, because it's it's the definition.
Yeah.
Yeah, the opening day, right?
The
opening day.
The opening of the day.
Juve has always been something that has been, you know, emotionally powerful to be involved with, you know, a sense of grounding you in the experience of being Trinidadian and being in a particular place at a particular time.
Juve is the beginning of the sacred ritual of Carnival that we have inherited from our ancestors. And it is the beginning. It's where you strip away everything and you get back to an essence, you know, from mud or oil or any kind of pigment, something that transforms you into a whole other being.
Looking at it from a distance, you may not think that is that interesting, but the more you think about it, it's kind of strange, you know, and wild, you know, that this amount of people would want to come out, like, you know, in the wee hours of the morning, adorn themselves in oil or mud.
Can you give us a sense of what's going to happen on the road? I know we'll be there.
Well, you know, the road is us and thousands of other people, you know. I like to call it the theater of chaos. So it's like, how do you create some kind of discipline and order in the middle of all this chaos? And a lot of it is just trusting, you know. We've had people come to us and say, what's the route? Which way we're going? It's like, we're going that way, down the road. Just follow, just trust, just lead. And then when the sun comes up, you know, you'll feel the difference. And then you head back to base and you wash off and you love up and everything is all good and you go and you play the rest of your mass.
They portray the artistry of imagining what actual hell could have been like. They are portraying something that no one can ever actually say they have seen.
From the point of view of masquerading, I think I've been playing Blue Devil now maybe about 6 years.
So, Che, this is one of the paintings you're working on right now?
As you know, Blue Devils are quite an intense character with lots of wild movements and noises, but, you know, strangely charming in a way, you know. The choice of the type of blue, for me, you know, this kind of area feels like that blue color that we use on our skins for Blue Devil. You know, the movement, like I said, came from an actual movement that I would have made.
Yeah, who I am. I don't know who I am, so. Yes, my name is Tony Hall, and I'm a playwright. I'm sitting next to Cecilia Salazar, glorious actress that she is.
No, it's incredible how you're building upon this inter-Caribbean history, which is so little known and yet speaks volume to who we became as a Caribbean people.
Right. I've been thinking about it for a while that I should be working in what we call the Grand Caribbean and not just English-speaking Caribbean or just Trinidad. One of the things about the Caribbean is that the Caribbean still embraces a kind of medieval world, even though the world has moved on. And I think that is why this Caribbean Carnival is so popular around the world, because it's still holding on to human contact. The world has moved away from that. Caribbean can show the world something about being human in that way. And I think that's the reggae is one thing, the Rasta thing and reggae, but also the carnival, the diasporic carnival.
Peter Minch was a genius, full stop. He took a boko jumbi, which is a stilt walker. He created the illusion of a ballerina on point. That's pure mass. So he took all of these things, but then he made it trendy.
Please, stop saying I am the genius. The real genius comes in the performance. The swan crosses so many barriers. It crosses male-female barriers. It crosses black-white barriers. He is the only male dancer ever of his time to have gone on point. Nobody else on the planet would ever have thought to put ballet shoes on a moko jumbi. It had to be somebody from the Caribbean. I tell you, the gods are in charge.
I mean, you could go Monday and Tuesday, you'll see thousands of people with feathers and beads on, And for them, that's Carnival. And that's a beautiful feeling, to have that feeling of freedom.
I guess that's why I've always been interested in finding out what the essence is and bringing that forth as much as possible. While still, as I say, we live in contemporary times, we live in now times, so you have to find a way to turn that into a product that you can sell to people, that people can respond to.
Marshall McLuhan said that art is whatever you can get away with. I think mass is whatever you can get away with. Simple as that.
Carnival is an art. It's an art that incorporates all of these different elements, but it's really all one thing. It's Carnival.
In our context, from the time you enter that arena, it's like, get loose one time. That's what this time is about.
Now that you've seen it, aren't you happy?